Okay, so I basically am just gonna read my notes that I took, which was the most important stuff that I got. You guys can hear me, okay, right? Okay, good. So first, someone that spoke was Lauren Bondi, who Aaron has talked about before, and I think I sent her picture in the group chat. She actually Erin met her at NLC last year, and they were both premier coaches. And she got to come back as an elite coach and speak at NLC this year, which was really cool. And she's so sweet. I got to meet her. But she talked about 5 shifts that she made in her business to go from a 2-star dive into an elite coach, and I'm going to share those. She also said, what did I take for a note? She had this quote, which maybe she took from someone else, but that said, "It's okay if my journey doesn't look like anyone else's." And I wrote that down because I love that. I think it's a really good reminder that, like, we can look at Erin, because a lot of Erin is either like our coach or like our grandmother coach or whatever you want to call it, depending on who you're under on here. And what she does, and not like anything like, and love that and want to be that, but our journey doesn't have to look the same as Aaron's or Jess's or Tasha's or whoever you look up to. You can look up to them, copy things that they do, but just remember, like, your journey is going to be your journey and it doesn't have to look like someone else's. So her 5 shifts were: create a clear vision and read it every morning. Put on your blinders, which this one I love. Number 2, put on your blinders. For me, I don't follow all coaches on social media. I can't, because it paralyzes me. I will look at what other coaches are doing and then I won't do anything because I'll feel like what I'm not doing isn't good enough, or what I'm doing isn't good enough, and things like that. So she was saying, put on your blinders. She said she unfollowed like every single coach that wasn't her personal coaches when she went for elite, so that she could just like focus on herself and what she needed to do. So putting your blinders on, set new standards for your team. So any of you that are building a team, just like really vocalizing your goals and standards with your team and talking to them and being like open about what you're working towards. And then recognize and incentivize what you want to grow. So same thing, when you set those standards for your team, recognizing when people are hitting those standards and then incentivizing them, prizes or whatever it is that people have different incentives for working hard. So whether it is recognition, prizes, and I can't think of the other ones, but like working on that with them. And then number 5 was hosting leader retreats. So when you get to that point, and it's not something necessarily like going to Destin or going to Arizona and stuff like that, but even just if your coaches are close by, going out to dinner. Like, I think you could have a small goal of like having your Emerald coaches go out to dinner or something like that. So leader retreats was her 5th one. And I think that is all I had on Lauren. And then Melanie Mitro, which hopefully all of you guys know who she is, because I don't even know who every coach is, but I know who Melanie is and I love her. She has a really good podcast, and I can't think of the name of it, but maybe if Erin knows, she'll put it in the chat. She has Women Inspiring Women. That's what it is. I don't even need Erin to put it in the chat. It's a really good podcast, and I really like her. So she spoke twice, and the first time was about creating a compelling vision. And there were 4 steps to creating a compelling vision. The first was clarity. And she said, like, your vision must align with your vision of success. So same thing we talked about kind of with putting the blinders on, but it made me think of like when you make a vision board, not looking at someone else's vision board and just copying it because you think that's what it should be. You have to look at what you actually want for success and what that vision is, so that you want to work towards it. Because if you just put elite as your vision, but that's not really like, means absolutely nothing to you, you're not going to work towards it and like put in the time and effort. So figuring out what really means, being clear on what your vision of success is, and then communication, like we and us versus you and I. So using the terms we and us with people versus you and I, especially with your team. And then following through, keeping your promises is a huge one. And then recognition, celebrating small wins along the way. And then Aaron Hopkins spoke. Hopefully do you guys know who Aaron Hopkins is? Anybody? I can a little bit. No. She ended the year as number 2 in the company, right? Aaron, shake your head if I'm right, that she ended as number 2. She is, if you guys have not watched her on social media, I would, because she is not like a huge influencer. I mean, she has obviously a bigger following than I do. She has a big following now, but it's only like, I don't know how many it is. I'm not even going to guess because I'll have it wrong. But she does not have a huge following like you would think. She doesn't have 1 million followers, and she's still number 2 in the company. And she just is very real and authentic. And she actually went over the 10-step body business plan, which I will not go over with you guys. You should have the Body Partners app and take a look at it because it's actually really cool. And I took a ton of notes on it. But since all that information is on the app, I would look there so that I won't waste your time. And it like describes it all. But she also had a few quotes that I liked, which was, "We get paid to be healthy and help others." And I love that reminder. And yes, Kelsey, her story, she's so relatable. So that's why I just feel like she's very, like when you watch her and she's just real, and it's like reminds you that if she can do that, you can do that type of thing. So we get paid to be healthy and help others. That, what did I write? Rewrite your story. You can rewrite your story anytime. That's such a great reminder. And you are the most qualified to help the person you used to be. And I love that because when we're like sharing our story, and most of the time who we're speaking to is us, like the old us. When I like make reels and make posts, and I know a lot of you probably do the same, and if not, you should be doing this in mind. You're trying to speak to like who you were when you first started, before you started body, before you started working out regularly, before you started taking care of yourself. That's who you're speaking to, because your like ideal client is a version of you, is usually like that old version of you. So I love that reminder. And I would definitely look at the 10-step body business plan. And another thing she talked about that I know Erin will know, I don't know if anyone else has ever heard of it, and I had forgot, is the Lemoyne check-in system. And I like had been using that and I forgot. So I have a screenshot, and if I am reminded, I will drop that in the chat. But just the Lemoyne check-in system is a way that she onboards new clients, and it's a really great way to do it. Also, super quick, what else did she say? Oh, she shares Thursday paydays and stories. And I didn't know this, and no one else knew this. Jess didn't even know this, Erin, but I think you probably know it now from the Diamond Club. You can share up to $1,500 of what you earn on social media. You just need the disclaimer. So it used to be 500 and they changed it, and 1,500 is pretty big. So just a reminder that you can share that. And then I think that was it for Erin. My notes are not very organized, but they're helpful for me. And okay, Melanie came back and she talked about planning, which I'm not very good at. And I'm a little unorganized, but this was some good stuff. So she said winging it is not a success strategy, which I felt that, and it's very true. Create space each week to plan and prep for the week ahead. Every week is not going to look the same. And then something she talked about that she does in her weekly planning session, and she talked about doing this like any day but Monday morning, preferably would be the best, but like a Saturday or Sunday. Review goals and progress. Brainstorm list of to-do items related to goals. Even schedule your workouts in. Block out your daily AM, PM routine. Make sure to schedule joy. So make sure you're scheduling in time, like you're doing stuff with your kids or whatever it is that your hobbies are, separate from work. And it was a really good reminder that the reason you do this is so that you are not out sledding with your kids or at the jump park or doing something and on your phone messaging challengers and like trying to sign people up and stuff. You should have time set aside for that. So the time you schedule your joy in, you're not on your phone and you can actually enjoy your time with your family. Identify personal business time versus team time. So as you like start building a team and you're helping others, you still need to focus on like your actual personal goals for yourself too. And then imperfect action is better than perfect inaction, which is that same thing when we get in our heads and we freeze and don't do anything. Doing something is better than doing nothing. And when you say yes to one thing, you are saying no to something else. So to choose wisely. So especially when it comes to your business goals, just choosing like what's actually going to help you the most and spending the time on that. And I got through that as fast as possible. That is all the notes I took. what else I want to tell you guys? You need to get yourselves to NLC. Like it was beyond cool. First of all, we got sweatshirts, which I should have worn, but I am not. I'm wearing a different body sweatshirt, but we got really nice sweatshirts. They gave us like Energizing beach bars. They fed us. Like I did not have to buy my food. So not only was my hotel paid for and my hotel room was super nice. Did you get sweatshirts, Erin, when you went? No, okay. So see, I don't know what that was, but they were nice sweatshirts.
I
And
got like a really ugly thermal, like white. It's like white. I'll never wear it.
oh, ours
I mean,
are really cute. I wore
I
mine in
know.
like I wore mine to, I don't know, at least school pickup and something else, and I love it. But so we got sweatshirts. They actually like they fed us, and the food was so good because you never know. It was like buffet style, but it was really good. The hotel was incredible. It was so nice. And it was not right on the strip, but it was actually worked out well that way. And we just Ubered to the strip because it was less busy. And it was just cool to be there to like be it, when you like it just changes your entire energy. I feel like to like be around other people that have similar goals to you, that are like talking about building a business and helping others, and then getting to know the team. And I can't think of anything else to add besides I wish I could go back, and now I can't wait to go to Punta Cana and see everyone again. But I just think like it's so possible for you guys to get there, especially since they've changed the parameters from when Erin went to when I went. There's no reason that not everyone on this call could go to that besides Erin and myself because we're not allowed back. You get to go one time, you guys. Like it's really a big deal because you get invited once and that's it. It's a one-time thing.
I love this. Thank you, Hallie. Oh my gosh, it just makes me think back to when I went. And, one thing I will say too about my experience was I stepped outside my comfort zone and I went and sat in the front row of like the room instead of sitting with the people I knew because it was reserved for premier coaches. And I was a premier coach going to NLC, and I sat next to Lauren. She was just up there sitting all by herself, and I just walked up to her and I said, "Hey, I'm a premier coach too. My name's Erin. Hi." And like we have been such good friends ever since then. I never would have met her otherwise. And like it was just such it I feel like these in-person events, like I know everyone says get yourself to Summit, and that's so true. And Summit is a game changer. But some of these events where you have to qualify, like anyone can go to Summit, which is awesome because we get to see everyone. But these events where you have to qualify, it's just so much, it's something different. Like it's real. It makes your business feel real and like your success feel real, and it just shows you what's possible because you're in the room, you're like at the table, you're among other people who are doing the things, and you're like, oh my gosh, like I'm actually here, I actually did this. And like Hallie said, any of you guys, any of you can do it and can get yourself there. I think the only thing that would stop you is having thoughts that you can't. You have to believe in yourself and you have to believe that you can do it, and just not get in your head about anything, the doubt, the fears, all those things, because it can mess with you for sure. I mean, I know I stayed pretty stagnant for like 2 years in my business because I kind of doubted myself and what I was capable of. So anyway, do you guys have any questions about NLC or anything else? No? Nothing?
No. Okay, I also forgot that Brennan Bouchard was there the first day because those notes are on my phone. I didn't have paper yet, because I'm not organized. See, you guys, you can go to NLC. You don't even have to have your stuff together. You can be a hot mess and still go to Vegas. So I feel like that should really give you some motivation and some like that you're able to go. But Brennan Bouchard, who runs Growth Day and a million other things, and like I don't know, I had never seen him in person. I don't know if anyone else has ever like seen him in person, but he does like huge events, and it was so cool to see him in like this smaller room with us because he ran around and like high-fived everyone, and he had us like stand up and do this movement thing, and just like incredible energy. So that was really cool to have someone like that big speak, not like it is at Summit when you're in like a huge dome, and that's still amazing experience in itself, but to be like in this small, more intimate setting and get to hear from him was cool.
He is so like just positive and full of energy and full of life. And yeah, it's like so refreshing. So cool. I'm so glad you got to go and experience all of that. And it's like one of those things that's just a whirlwind. Like you're there and you're just like, go, 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 do all the things. And once in a lifetime. So cool. And I will be so excited to see, well, they haven't announced if leadership is happening this year, but Hallie.
Well, they talked about leadership at NLC. And I think it was Michael said that if you don't hear anything, you can blame Carl, but basically said it was going to get announced, that something would be announced for leadership.
I hope so.
Yeah. Like made it pretty clear that
There
it would
should
be
be
coming.
something coming. Okay. Well, I hope, Hallie, you're coming with me, friend. And any of you guys, well, it depends on what the qualifications are, but seriously, you guys, like the things that are possible is just truly a matter of what you believe and just being willing to not take no for an answer and believing in yourself. I truly believe it. So, okay, I'll do a boomerang and I will let you guys go. Hopefully you've all connected with your teams for Fit Wars and Hallie for March Madness. Are you guys ready to go? Your teams? Hopefully. Yeah. Okay. Woohoo. All right, smiles. Perfect. Okay. Thank you, Hallie. That was so awesome. I'm so excited for you and can't wait to see who's going next. Have a good weekend, guys.